Welcome! In today's video, I'm going to make over these chairs I found on the side of the road. The cloth in the middle is pretty much dry rotted, and they have some rust in different spots. So, let's get started. I began by cutting the cloth seat from the chairs. The next step was to clean up the rust spots on the chair. I did this by hooking a brush to my drill and went over the chairs with that. This worked really well, except on the underside there was some rust spots that were worse, so I had to go over it several times. Before I painted the chairs, I just took a soft brush and washed the chairs down to get all the dust that was on them from when I sanded them. Now it's time to paint. I just used some spray paint. The brand was Rust-Oleum, and I made sure that I used 1 can per chair. So I just started going over them lightly until everything was covered, but that I had used 1 can of paint per chair. Now for the seat. I took some rope that I got from Lowe's and you weave this in and out to make the seat. I picked this particular rope because I like the rustic look. However, I wish I would have chosen something a little different because it's not very comfortable when you sit on it. It took about 100 feet of rope for going crossways to form the first layer of the seat of the chair. And I have to warn you, this gets ugly pretty quick. I tried to keep the rope all neat, but it quickly turned into one big old bird's nest. For the first layer of the rope, I just went back and forth, making sure on each end I wrapped it twice. Doing this added extra support and also ensured that when I was ready to do the second part of the weave that it wouldn't slip. Now to begin the weave. After anchoring it to one corner of the chair, I started weaving in and out the cross supports. It ended up being 4 ropes and then come up, skipping every 4th rope. As I'm doing this, try to make sure that I hold the rope tight. I just repeat this process all the way across the chair. For this section of the chair, it took about 50 feet. So for 150 feet of rope total, you can do the complete seat. This was not a quick process. It took me about 4 hours per chair to weave the seat. So, in review, even though the chairs were free, I had found them on the side of the road. The paint that I used was $6.97, something like that, a can, and that was 1 can, spray can per seat. And then the rope was about $10 a spool, which had 100 feet per spool, and I used 1.5 spools per chair. About halfway through, I tried to get a little bit more organized and get rid of that bird's nest. So I wrapped the rope and then secured it together with some ties. And I was able to use the plastic ties to help guide in and out of between the rope. So this made it a little bit easier, and it seemed to go just a tad quicker. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has inspired you to do a DIY project of your own.